everybody, and welcome back to Catching Up with Takalani M. Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining me for yet another video. If you are returning, thank you so much, so much for your clicks, your likes, your subscription, and also for interacting with me on the comment sections. I truly appreciate. So thank you so much. And if you are new, welcome to our family. You can subscribe and join us for nice videos. Nice videos. So today we are doing my very first Q&A. So on my page on Facebook, I have a page called Stories by Takalani M. I asked everybody to drop me questions that they would like me to answer. Just anything, random things, anything. It can be about my life, it can be about my writing, anything I'm going to answer. So today we are going to do the first Q&A. So I did not want to prepare the questions like, go through them or whatever, because I wanted it to be as natural as possible, and I also wanted to have fun answering them and not be strategic about all my answers and whatnot. So I'm just gonna read the comments and I will take the questions. And there are so many questions, you guys. So many questions. So I'm thinking we can make these part 1 of Q&A. I can do 2 parts if I don't manage to. If this video is too long, I'll do part 2 for the same questions, and because there are quite a lot. So thank you guys for all your questions. I'm gonna go through all of them, and so here we go. Who is Takalani besides being an author? I think I did explain on my other videos that I'm a mom. Apart from being an author, I'm a mom, and I work in finance, right? I work for the government. I'm a public servant. So I'm in finance. I do budgeting, planning, and monitoring. And that is what I do on my daily basis. I work in finance. And what kind of a person I am? I think I'm sweet. I think I'm sweet. And I think I'm too soft, like a teddy bear. I'm too soft and I'm too nice. So much that if you really piss me off, like it takes a lot for you to piss me off. So if you piss me off, I consider you a very special person, because you know what, I'm too nice. I'm too nice. And I don't like people who take advantage of that, because you know what, I cannot change who I am. I can't now not be nice just because people take advantage of such things. But that's me, a friend, and yes, I think I answered that. So have you always wanted to be an author, and what inspires you to keep on writing? Yes, I think I've always loved writing. Started it when I was very, very young, primary level, because I remember I wrote my first dialogue. It was a lovey-dovey kind of dialogue, and I was only in grade 4. So you see, I was very young, and I've been writing since. And so I knew that, this is what I wanted to do. It was just gonna take time to get to that, but I just knew that I am gonna be an author. So I've always wanted to be an author. And what inspires me to keep on writing, apart from it being what I love to do, like I'm very passionate about writing, I also do it because I see how much people are so touched. I remember when I wrote The Royal Mistress, someone inboxed me, right? And then she was like, "Hi, Takalani. I just wanted to thank you because right now as I type this, I'm sitting in hospital. I just had a miscarriage, and I'm not feeling well. I'm so down. But then I came across your page. I've been reading your story about Ria, and like it keeps me going. Like Ria keeps me going, And such things, like it is so heartwarming. And knowing that these stories that I write, they touch people's lives, then you know what, I have fun. creating them, knowing that someone is going to be touched out there or someone is going to be inspired. So I do it for that reason as well, apart for it being something that I'm very passionate about. Yeah, so and okay, who is Takalani again? Are you male or female? Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm female, come on. And I thought you know me by now, but okay, another reason why we're doing this as well, just to put a face to my work, because sometimes you'd be like, okay, there's this cool author, her name is Takalani M, and you don't even know how Takalani M looks like, so yeah, we're doing this for that. So Zisipo, that's her, I'm female. And she also asked, what are you doing besides writing? Okay, yes, I think I did explain. Finance, and yeah, I'm a mommy and a wife. So okay, what advice would you give, okay, I'm gonna be biased here, a girl who wants to see herself reaching the same success heights you have reached in your writing career? Okay, advice. Okay, I think work hard. Okay, that is the first thing ever. Just believe in yourself. Very important. You believe in your work and believe in yourself, And when it comes to writing, just because your manuscript doesn't look good doesn't mean your work is bad, Sometimes I do go back to my work and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking, But because I kept doing it, I kept getting better. So yes, keep going, keep practicing, and do your research, before you go look for advices, like maybe someone to take you to different directions. You can do your research. There's a lot on YouTube. There's a lot on Google as well. So just do your research that about the industry that you are in. How do I publish? How do I self-publish? How do I publish with a traditional publisher? That information, like, it is broken down in, I think it's PASA, the Publishing Association of South Africa, something like that. So they break down every little detail, and if you read those things and you know what you're supposed to do, I think it'll be easy for you to navigate through everything else. But yes, work hard, believe in your work, and don't let people discourage you, man. Just because one person doesn't like your work, it doesn't mean that other people don't, So just believe in yourself, believe in your work, keep practicing, and read a lot so that you can improve in your writing. And then when you feel like, okay, now I think I'm ready to tap into the market, I'm ready to start publishing, then you can reach out to the publishers, with the knowledge of what you're getting yourself into, and also you can reach out to other authors, and it's so nice when you are reaching out, with a lot of information and you just want confirmation, So when you're ready, you can do that, and you'll see that it'll be smooth to go when you know what you're expecting, and yeah. And okay, another question from Letitia: how did you meet your husband? How did I meet my husband? I met my husband back in varsity. I went to TUT, right? So when I was doing my BTech, my diploma, I did it in main campus TUT. It is in Pretoria West, right? So yeah, the diploma, I did it there. But then then when I had to do my BTech, they moved our faculty to Garankuwa. So I used to use a bus to go to Garankuwa, and Habi told me that is where he met me, right? But I did not know him that time, because I was also studying in Garankuwa, and yeah, so he told me, he saw me there, but Mina, my first time seeing him was when I visited his church, and he's in the band there, he's playing, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, I know this guy, I don't know where I know him from, and he's very good in playing piano, so he's playing piano. There's a piano keyboard, whatever, and it's playing, and I'm watching. I'm like, okay, this guy, okay, he's cute, So after the service, we were waiting for our ride back to town. The church was in Centurion, so we were waiting for our ride to take us back to town. So then he came, and he's greeting me. And he's like, I know you. And I'm like, you're lying. How do you know me? And he's like, no, you go to TUT Harankoa. So I see you with your friend there on your way to school. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. So then we chatted. And then I think, I don't know if we exchanged numbers then, but I remember I greeted him on Facebook, I think, on Messenger. I'm like, hey, do you remember? Yeah. And and from then we started chatting on Facebook, and also then we took it back to our number. I don't know if it was BBM. I think it was BBM. I remember I was using a BlackBerry. Then we used to BBM, and then we started going out on dates. We'll go out watch movies, and yeah, the rest is history. And the rest is history. Yes. Okay. Next question. How do you deal with writer's block? Okay. I hardly suffer from writer's block. I don't know. When I don't feel like I don't think it is a writer's block that I go through. I feel like sometimes I'll be like, I'm lazy, on a weekend I'll be like, no, I'm not even gonna open my laptop, I'm not even gonna open a book, I just wanna relax. So sometimes I get lazy to write when I know probably I'm supposed to be writing, but when I'm lazy, I don't push myself. So I hardly get a writer's block, because most of my days I'm writing, even if it's a chapter or even if it's just a paragraph, but I'm always writing. And when I'm not writing, it is just because that day I feel like nah. So I've never went through like maybe a month without writing. I've never. Even when I'm sick, like I can just maybe not be as fast as I'm usually am, but I will never like go 4 weeks without writing. So no, I don't suffer from writer's block. But I think if you read a lot, like sometimes when you feel like, okay, I don't feel like writing, maybe if you can grab a book, simple book, and just browse through, read a chapter, I think you get I think you get inspired. I think others do that when they feel like they don't want to read or they don't want to write, then they can just pick a simple book that they can just go through maybe in one sitting. And I wouldn't know how to advise on this one, because I hardly don't. Okay, Babalwa asked, which one of your characters in all the stories that you have written is similar to you? I think Ria Ribua from Real Mysteries. I think so. I think I'm more like Ria Ribua, because it is my first book, like my very first published, people read book. So I think you wanna write about things right? You wanna read about things that things So I think I put myself more on Reribua than all the other characters that I've created, because I wanted I wanted that rawness, So when I read it, I'll be like, okay, I think this is me, how she dealt with your Aunt Florence, how she dealt with so many situations. It is how I probably would have dealt with it. So I think Ria is more. I'm more like Ria. I am more like Ria. I wish I was more like Rochi. I wish I had both like Rochi, but no, I think I'm more like Ria. So okay, and Pumi asked, where do you find your inspiration, and when did you discover that you actually have a gift of writing? Okay, I think the other one I did explain earlier, that when I was very young. And I think it was because My dad used to be a voice actor on. Um, we have a local radio station. So back then, he used to be a voice actor for some stories there on radio. So sometimes they would come back with scripts because they would have to rehearse before they go record. So then he would put them on the table and they were pink in color. They used to print them on pink. I don't know why. It was never on white paper. But maybe because, white paper makes you get tired easily when you read on white paper. So I think maybe that was the reason. So they were pink, all the time. They used to be pink. So I'll be like, okay, what is this? Then I will grab the scripts and I will go through. And whenever I read those things, I would feel like, no, I can see this thing happening in my head. Like I can see the scene actually happening in my head, When they wake up, when they go make coffee, every little thing, like I can see it it was so vivid in my head, and it was so fascinating. So I started doing that, and I think that is the reason why in grade 4 I wrote a dialogue between a boy and a girl, because of how the scripts are. The scripts is a dialogue between the people who are engaging. So I started with that. Grade 4, I was very young. Grade 4, so I used to write scripts, like, or maybe if there's a movie playing, I will rewrite everything that happened, on that movie. I'll write it down on a book, So I think that, that shaped where I am. I think it got very interesting because of how I used to visualize everything. And then now I shifted from rewriting the movies I watched to creating my own. And then growing up, then I'll be like, okay, there's a difference between a script and a novel. Then I will teach myself, I will learn how to write a novel. And I think my first short story that was published, I was in grade 12. I was in grade 12, 17 years old. And from there, then I just kept doing it. I kept practicing because from that short story that was published, the next thing that I published was The Royal Mistress. And that was how many years later? 10 years later? I forgot how many years later, yeah. But 10 years later. So I think that excited me. The scripts excited me, and then I saw that, oh man, I can do this, and I'm fascinated about this. And then I was curious as well. How does this thing happen? How can you read words and they play out in your head? So I think that's where it started. Okay, then where do you find your inspiration? I think from our daily lives, man. When I go out shopping, to me, I'm going out shopping and then I am seeing beyond what everybody else see. I think you guys just see a guy walking with a child. Maybe they're picking up sweets and whatever. And to me, I get to create a character. I'm like, okay, let me see. Okay, this guy and the kid, they're buying sweets, and then I give them a backstory. I give them a backstory, and then I'm like, okay, probably they left the house because their wife wanted to sleep or whatever. Then I create a life for those people, and for me, that's okay. I've got a character, or whatever happened when I'm driving, and then someone stops in the middle of the road and shout at everybody. For me, I see it beyond that, So I think about everyday lives, like I get inspired every time, and then I will just put it down on paper, or maybe I will think about it when I want to write a new story. I'm like, oh, there was that interesting guy, or there was that situation that happened, and then I will put it down on paper. And so let's see. Okay, the other ones which sound the same, I'm gonna skip, right? Okay. And Ribarani asked, who is Takalani M? Already responded to that. How old is she? I am 30. Baby, how old am I? I'm 33. I was born in 88, so I'm 33, right? I'm turning 34. Yeah. Yeah. I work in finance, but numbers, they they frustrate me for some reason. so so yeah, I'm 34. Um, and where is she from? I am from Venda, a township called Shayandima. It is in Venda, just maybe 5-10 kilometers away from Tando. I think so. I think it's like, yeah, it's a very short distance from Tando, which is our town there in Venda. So yeah, I grew up there until I came to Pretoria for my studies. And when I came to Pretoria, I decided, okay, Pretoria is where I am gonna, stay and start a family. And I am there even now. I'm in Pretoria. And what makes me happy, except writing, I'm a foodie. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe not, maybe not anymore. But I like going out to restaurants. I've never been. I'm an active girl. Maybe way before I had my first baby, I was very adventurous, and I don't know, it outgrew me for some reason. So what I do, I always write, and I don't like going out to clubbing. So the only place I can go is to dine. So I like fine dining, and I like watching movies. But because now everything is online, I think I find myself more at home watching TV, so that I make time for my babies, and I do that by watching TV with them. And sometimes I force myself to watch cartoons and all these things that my son likes to watch. So I watch TV a lot, when I rest and when I try to play with the kids. And when I go out with my friends, and because now we are parents, we always take kids out to do whatever they want to do. So yeah. And what else do I like to do? I like traveling as well. I like traveling, and I wish I could do it more than I do. But because of work and because of writing, yeah, and because of a lot of things, like I can't, just wake up and say I want to travel for 2 weeks. No, gone are those days. I used to do it when I was. Before I had my first baby, we would go away with my friends. Every time we'd be like, guys, let's just go on vacation. So I did a lot of things before I became a mom. I was very adventurous then, but now I think I look for things to do with the family. And yeah, it's not sad. It's not sad because I think I love being a mom. I love it so much that I the only time I find time for myself. I what do I do? I write. So it is not like I don't do fun things because I'm a mom. I just think, yeah, maybe time is not enough. So whenever I am free, then I give it to my family. And because you know what, it's a lot. It's a lot, and the day only has 24 hours. Yeah. So, yeah. Da, 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 da. Okay. Everybody want to know what inspires me to write. Yeah, and I did say that it is I'm passionate about it, and I also love touching people's lives. Okay, so another question is by Teboho. How much did it cost you to publish a book, and which publisher would you recommend? Oh, my first book, The Royal Mistress. I think around 25,000, somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere there, or let's put it at 30. I think 30, because 20 or 18 to 20, we printed the books, the 300 or 400, yeah, 300 copies. The first copies we printed it with 18,000, but I think now that I know better, probably I would have printed it for cheaper. And yeah, roughly there, because we also had to do the covers, we had to do the photo shoots, and yeah, so I think it was around 30,000. So and which publisher would I recommend? Okay, now, okay, you see with self-publishing, right? um with self-publishing, okay, let's talk about self-publishing. With self-publishing, you do everything yourself, right? So, and if you don't want to do everything yourself, then you can outsource the services. So if a book, you have a book, it needs a cover, it needs to be typeset, it needs to be edited, you need to take it to the bookstores, and so that is the main yeah, that is the main stages, right, of getting the book, an actual book, and printing as well. So what you do, you would outsource those services, because obviously you cannot do your own cover. You can, if you are that creative, you cannot do everything yourself. So you can look for a company, like for now, you can look for a company like Urban Publishing. What you do, like you would ask for a quote, they will give you, okay, what do you want? So you can say, okay, I want you guys to do a cover for me. I just want you guys to do a cover for me and just typeset my book. Then they will give you the charges, right? And after that, when you're done with the book, you're gonna look for a distributor. A distributor is the middleman between you and the bookstores, and they roughly take, I think, between 22% to 25% from the retail price, right? Not retail price, I think after the retail price. Okay, they calculate after the shops have taken the discount. Okay, the next question, Tato asked if I ever had a writer's block and what caused it and how did I come over it. And yeah, okay, no, I've never experienced writer's block. I've never. Okay. Who is your role model? My question is, what inspired you to be a writer? And for that, who is your role model? I think I explained on the other video that Dudubusani Dube was a trailblazer when it comes to self-publishing in South Africa. She has done so well. So I'll always look up to her, and she inspires me a lot. So yes. And how do I find balance between work, being a mom, and being an author? Yeah, it is quite hectic. It is very hectic, but you know what? I won't take the shine. I have all the help I can get. I've got a supporting husband, and we also have a nanny for the babies. So yeah, I have the help. It is possible because I've got the help, and when I'm not at work, when I come back, the babies are well taken care of, and all I just need is time to spend with them, right? Just that balance of when I come back, instead of going and soak myself in a bathtub for like 2 hours, no, I don't have that luxury. I'm going to sit down, help my son with homework, and with that we are engaging, and I'm catching up on his day with the small one now, with the 6 months old now. At that time I breastfeed when I come back from work, so bonding session there as well, preparing him for supper, and usually the writing I would do only when everybody sleeps, except for Wednesdays and Thursdays. Right now it is what I dedicate for writing on Facebook, so my family knows that on Wednesdays and Thursdays, like, mommy will be engaging with you while she's busy. Yeah. Okay, hey guys, you know what, I don't want to rush answering the questions. I don't want to rush it. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'm thinking that we can continue on part 2. I'm gonna post part 2 of the question of Q&A, because now we're gonna have load shedding. Now we live in South Africa, we're gonna have load shedding, and it is just gonna cut me in the middle of a sentence, and I don't want that. So we're gonna continue on part 2, and yeah, catch you later. Bye.